In this video, we will learn about using AWS Cloudfront to deliver your landing pages that were uploaded on S3 in our previous video tutorial. If you recall the last tutorial, we deployed a web page on AWS S3 bucket and were able to access the page in a browser using our custom domain. You may be wondering why we need an additional service called Cloudfront from AWS to view the same page in the browser. There are two primary reasons for this. First is the speed. The web pages hosted on Cloudfront are deployed at multiple edge locations around the world and have very low latency and extremely fast loading times in your browser as a result. Second reason is easy integration with SSL certificate on Cloudfront that allows you to host your pages using a secured HTTPS protocol versus a non-secured protocol on AWS S3. So let's learn on how to enable Cloudfront for our S3 bucket that was created in the previous tutorial. Log into your Amazon account and type Cloudfront in the search box. Click on Cloudfront to access the Cloudfront dashboard. Click on the Create Distribution button in Origin Domain Input box. Select the S3 bucket that we had created in our previous tutorial. There will be warnings shown about S3 webpoint in a yellow box. Click on Use Website Endpoint as recommended by AWS. Make sure that you select HTTPS only on default cache behavior because we are going to deploy an SSL certificate for this distribution. Before creating the certificate, please make sure to disable security protections from Web Application Firewall as shown on your screen. Also, in Settings, it is extremely important to add your domain name in the alternate domain name section. This will allow us to use our own custom domain to access our landing pages. Leave all other settings at their default values. Now, we need to get an SSL certificate for our distribution so we can use HTTPS protocol for this distribution. In the Custom SSL Certificate input box, click on the Request Certificate link. This will open AWS Certificate Manager in a new browser tab. Click on Next button to request a public certificate. On the next page, type your domain name, which in this case is CheckyCheck.xyz. In the Validation Method section, select DNS Validation and click on the button at the bottom of the screen to complete the request process. After this, you will see a message on the top of the screen saying that a successful request has been made for a certificate. Click on View Certificate button. On this screen, the status will say Pending Validation. We now need to verify the domain ownership by creating a CNAME record as detailed here. You will need to go to your domain registrar, such as GoDaddy, Namecheap, etc., to create this CNAME record. We are going to show you this process on Namecheap platform. On other registrars, the process will vary somewhat. Under Advanced DNS on Namecheap dashboard, click on Add New Record button and create a new CNAME record using the values provided by AWS Certificate Manager. Save the changes and wait for the changes to propagate and AWS to verify the new changes. Within 1 hour or so, this key name should be verified by the AWS. After successful validation, the status should change from Pending Validation to Issued. The SSL certificate is now available and can be now used with our Cloudfront distribution as shown on your screen. Create your distribution and wait for the distribution to be deployed. It will take several minutes for deployment. Now the objects hosted on your S3 bucket are available via extremely fast Cloudfront CDN distribution with your custom domain and SSL protocol. This concludes the tutorial on how to create and deploy a Cloudfront distribution on AWS to enable faster and secure deployment of your landing pages from Anstrex. See you again in the next tutorial. Cheers!